What was I doing? That's right. Happy Thursday, February 25th, 2021 at 12:32 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hi. My name is Hi. My name is Holly Baglio. And I am broadcasting to you. Knock it off. And I am broadcasting to you live from Holly Television Studios right here in my beautiful garden home state of New Jersey, USA. I want my HTV. That was good. Yay! Oh, wait. Yay! Okay, now I'll give you the treaty. I'm surprised you didn't, bark through that whole thing. I hope you guys are awake. Yeah, I know. What happened to your... What happened to your... I'm coming. Alright. What happened to your car? Now I gotta give sit. Since I'm off screen for a moment. I am not a goat, I am not a tear, and I'm not going to hell because I am smoking cigarettes. Yes, addiction is a demon. This is addiction. However, I've been delivered of demonic possession. I'd have to say that at this point it's habitual sin. So either way, I'll deal with it in my time. And Yudhe Vavhe is helping me through all of it. But no, I'm not going to hell. And how dare anybody say that to me or anybody else that's a smoker. Now, that's not Jesus. Jesus would encourage you to quit. And he wouldn't have to say you're going to hell. And no, nobody's going to hell over a cigarette. Not unless you murder somebody over it. Then you will. Oh, come here, honey. It's up here, sweetie pie. Up, up. Go on. Up. Come on, up. Come on, fat cat. Up. You got treaties up here. Ooh, see? You got treaties. Come here. Up. Yeah. Well, come here. I'm not ready to run this video. I needed another 30 minutes. And my neck and back are killing me so bad. I'm in a ton of pain. And I took my kratom twice today. I took the liquid, and in those little bottles, it's 3 doses in one. It still didn't work. I took an Aleve. I took my vitamins, and it's here, in my neck, and straight down my back. If anybody touched my back right now, I think I'd hit the roof. It hurts that bad. If I had to take a shower right now, the water beating on it would hurt. And, oh man, hopefully I'm done by 3 o'clock because I want to go do laundry. Actually, I want to be done by 2:30. Fudge, I forgot all about that. So anyway, I was walking with Keeper and I got to talking with Yudhe Vavhe, and we were talking about personality defects and guilt. I remember when my grandmother died and I had extreme survivor's guilt. Oh my goodness. That took years to get past. I even ran to drugs to numb that guilt that I felt when she passed away. And then from there, because I felt all that guilt, I just continued to make bad decisions. It was inevitable. But her death crushed me, absolutely devastated me. There was another time in my life I felt guilt. I guess that would be battered women syndrome. And of course, times, things were my fault, and then other times they simply were not. But when you start off a situation, based in lies or cover-ups or lacking in communication, it's never going to work out. My ears are ringing really bad. So people reach out to me, and I don't know if they're trolls or not. And the trolls definitely won that battle, but not the war. They use psychological warfare in their emails, so then when other people reach out to me to talk to me, I think it's a troll. And it's actually a nice person. Gift of discernment, but that's a lot. I mean, I talk to a lot of people in a day, and I don't have to stop, or I don't have time to stop and ask Yud-Hey Vav-Hey about everybody I'm talking to, so I just pretty much take people at face value. And I assume, and you're never supposed to assume, because when you do, you make an ass out of you and me, but I assume they're just telling me the truth, and I give the benefit of trust to them, I don't go researching them and running investigations. I don't even bother to go before Heavenly Abba. I just simply don't have time to. I want to get my focus back, and that's in my training with Russ Dizdar, and that's in my projects. And I didn't even finish doing my audio autobiography. So until I really get a grip on my projects, like socializing and stuff, no. And you know what? If you guys want coaching, you should really wait till I finish Russ Dizdar's training and I'm refreshed. Okay, I'm going through it right now, so I'm not fully refreshed. Why don't you guys wait for me to coach you until after? Okay, I'm telling you guys too, because I'm not going to coach anybody until after anyhow. I don't have time anyway. All that time has to go to his training before I can donate it to anybody else. So that's going to have to change. Hey, Shawnette, Chris. Oh, I wanted to change this. I saw my thing the other day. I didn't like it. You can't see the chat room. I want to make sure I can read my chat room at all times, so I can make me smaller. I don't have to be so big. Make my chat room bigger so I can spy on you guys. You mind your manners, because now people can blatantly see the playback when you say asinine things. Me, I'm expected to be a goofball on HTV. I started HTV by making funny skits. So, alright. That looks a little better. I kind of like it. Yeah, I've been doing it since 2015. Hey, Mel. It's so good to see you. Andrew. Alright. So before I run off to go eat and run off for my second work, which is not my passion, I gotta get done with that. Then hopefully do laundry at the laundromat, so that way I can get it all done in one shot, and then I can come home and work on my passion, which is like my studies and looking stuff up and watching other people's streams. So yeah, I was thinking about guilt today, and whether it's survivor's guilt like I had when my grandmother died, or if it's guilt over a relationship gone wrong. And when all the dust clears, what's left. And I see how I am my own worst enemy and I beat myself up and I pick on myself and I say such wretched things to myself. And, yeah, I get things are my fault, but also things happen for a reason. And I do rely on Heavenly Abba's rhythms and rhymes for that. So I'm grateful things happened the way they did. But like thinking things like, oh, it's my own fault. He really did it this time. And although whether it's true or not, there comes a time that you definitely have to forgive yourself either way. And I can see how, like, when predators, excuse me for using that terminology, say like a pedophile or someone that has a deviant sex life. Hey, I had one too. I was having premarital sex, and the person didn't give two shits about me. So I am one to talk because I was doing it too, just different. And like, say you did something really wrong, say you raped somebody, or say you were dealing drugs to kids, doing drugs with kids, weren't there as a parent, and you turn to Yeshua and you have all this guilt and possibly remorse. And then you think to yourself, well, I really did it this time. And hi, S. Benny, Shawnette. Right, but like in my grandmother, when my grandmother passed away, the survivor's guilt I had, oh, jeez, man. It hurt so bad, the pain from her dying. Oh, I had to literally, after a couple of years and diving into ketamine, to numb everything from my body to my mind to my soul, because when she died, I felt dead. So why not just be a walking zombie? But anyway, it hurt so bad that finally a day came where I just had to start telling myself to push it away. Don't think about it. Don't feel it. I had to like literally just tell myself, you've had enough. You obviously can't forgive yourself. You've had more than enough time. I think a couple of years and a few years actually, not just a couple, a few years. It's like, okay, you just, Holly, have to push all of this and these feelings out. And when you think of the past, you're only allowed to remember the good stuff. You're not allowed to remember the bad stuff. You're only allowed to remember the smiles and the things you did good. Stop worrying about the times you ran late for her or you didn't do something quick enough for her. Like you made her wait. Survivor's guilt. And guilt just comes in all shapes, forms, and sizes. And it can be a big divider between you and Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh. But even still, on a personal level, it just rips you apart. I remember walking around Tennessee, and boy, man, it felt like all that's, all that heartbreak and all that survivor's guilt. And I thought being somewhere else would make it better, which, it's not that I thought somewhere else would make it better. It's that I knew I temporarily had to change my atmosphere. I thought maybe temporarily changing my atmosphere might help me get over all that pain that I was going through. Guilt, anger, heartbreak, all of it. And I remember the summer of 2019, I found one 5-leaf clover and like 23 4-leaf clovers in a 3-week time span in July. And I was like, wow, Heavenly Abba, you are really manifesting. Like, you want me to be happy so much so that it's manifesting in nature. And I keep finding these 4-leaf clovers and now a 5-leaf clover. You really want me to turn my frown upside down, don't you? you know, Yudhe had forgiven me. It was me that wasn't. And that's why I'm in this forgiveness process. It's not so much about forgiving other people. I forgave them right then and there when crap happened. It's that I can't forgive myself. Everybody's like, what's she looking for? Hang on a second. I can find it all the other times. There we go. Haha, it is in Ezekiel 33 Watchmen. See, I can back it up. All my 4-leaf clovers and 5-leaf clovers, they're old, they're falling apart. I should have taped them. Right? Yeah, I was going through such a rough emotional time. Physically healing. Writing a book. That one fell apart. Actually, the bugs ate it, but I was like, that's still technically a 4-leaf clover. I'm taking it. Where's a 5-leaf clover? I don't know. Here's another 4-leaf clover. I mean, there's definitely starting to fall apart now, but I got a ton of them. Where'd the 5-leaf clover go? Come on, that's like a 5-leaf clover, guys. That's a 1 in a million find. One year I found like 4 5-leaf clovers and 1 6-leaf clover. A 6-leaf clover. Anyway. Yeah, I've got a bit of Irish in me. However the accent goes. So, or guilt, like when you have a bad day and you put your bad day on somebody else, and it's like, I didn't mean to like be so snippy. Or like, hey, I didn't mean to treat you like a troll. But if you really knew what was going on, you'd understand my plight a lot better. Right? I know. I try not to look down so much, but once I started finding all the... Well, I was looking down so much, Heavenly Abba was like, hey, Hall, start looking up. Because I'd, you know, be looking down so much, fine with them, and then I'd start looking up. So I think he was, in the end, getting at something greater. Dory do, I love you. Anna! What are you doing, Anna? Just whistle while you work. Hey, Wendy, how are you? So, Jamie, I'm forgetting people. They're coming in my chat room, and I'm, like, forgetting people. So, yeah, I kind of feel like if you bump into me, that might be Yudhe Vavhe calling you to either get right with Yeshua or maybe, like, he wants you to know more about DID and SRA and MK Ultra. Maybe you're a survivor and you don't know it. Maybe you're a sleeper and you need to wake up. Maybe you're demon-possessed or demon-oppressed, and I know all about that stuff because of what happened to me in the dumps. I'm always praying for you, Wendy, as well as everybody's family. I just don't have time. I literally don't have time anymore for anything. I hung curtains all around. It looks so pretty in here. Somebody wants to donate furniture to me, but I can't find any, like, muscle to help me. Hey, Sean, Yeshua, blessings. Great to see you. It's good to see you guys. It is. It's an honor. I'm humbled. So, like, I wrote notes, and I wrote, like, how do you get back into Yudhe Vavhe's love when you think you've completely ruined your relationship with him, or you feel like you've completely ruined yourself, or whatnot, or maybe you feel like you've ruined your relationship with him so much, or were so disobedient to him that He's not going to have you back or let you fulfill your calling. I don't know, I start thinking about Peter, and I think, wow, Peter kind of denied him 3 times when the rooster crowed. But after all of that, Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh still used Peter as an apostle, and Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh used Peter greatly. So that, I guess, just goes to show the forgiveness of Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh. But I also think it goes to show the persistence of Peter, because Peter must have felt like, wow, I really, truly failed you and spit in your eye, kicked dust all over you. How am I ever going to forgive myself? So you can either go 2 ways with that. You can either do what I've done in the past and take the bad way out, numb the pain, say, woe is me, not do anything about it, fall into a bottle, or just not do anything about it, just not serve him anymore. Or you could have persistence like I think Peter had. I'm speculating. I got to read more on it, so I'm in the midst of all this stuff. But what I gather is that Peter persisted and kept, and he must have said, like, Heavenly Abba, I know I was disobedient, or I cowered when I was supposed to stand strong. I'm so sorry. But I love you. I want to worship you, and I'm going to find something to do for you. I think that Peter kept at it, So I feel like whether I was, disobedient to him, whether I completely ruined my relationship with him, he's the one that can fix all of that and make it feel like it was never broken in the first place, right? You know how, like, in real life, you have relationships with people, and then something bad will happen, and then you break apart, and then when you get back together, things aren't the same. Sometimes you get lucky, and then they're better than they were. But you get back together, and it's like, things just aren't the same, or they're harder, or whatever. Well, with Yeshua, he's not like that. He can completely repair it, so it feels like that bad stuff never happened, and then he takes away the memory of the bad stuff, so you don't have to keep beating yourself up about it. Unlike me, who chooses to not, well, no, actually, I have definitely diligently more and more been taking control of my thoughts, pushing out the bad ones, thinking of him, and thinking, how can I serve you? I think maybe I'm not hearing your voice. And if I feel like I'm not hearing your voice, well, I'm going to find something to do for you that I think would be in his will. So, don't let anything deter you from shining your face, lifting it up and shining your face and going, Heavenly Abba, I know I got mud all over my face and blood all over my hands, but I repent. I don't want to feel like that anymore. I don't want to carry around that heavy load of guilt and angst and anger. And I just want to let it go. Of course, the people in the situation are forgiven, but more so, can I forgive me? And hey, Rosalind, it's great to see you, sweetheart. And there's something else I was going to say. I hate when I draw blanks. I'm beginning to think it's a spiritual attack, not to mention my ears are ringing. I didn't think I'd run a video for too long, because I do have to write. I haven't really written that much yesterday and today, and I really got to write. I got to learn how to work software, and I'm tired, but I got to go to this afternoon to help someone, and hopefully I'll remember to do my laundry. Watch what'll happen. I'll go help the person I'm going to go help, and then I'll get to the laundromat, right? And then all of a sudden I'll get really, really hungry, and then my blood sugar level will drop. It happens every time at the laundromat, too. I'm like, I hate this. I feel so vulnerable when it happens, but my blood sugar level drops. So I run to the pizza place. I like the deli because the ladies are nice to me at the deli. The smoke shop's cool too. But I don't know. I stay with my clothes. I don't want anybody touching my underwear. So I'm picky. I don't want anybody folding my clothes, touching my clothes, none of that. I will take care of my laundry myself. I should take my Kratom. Maybe that'll boost. Hey, Anna, I love you. I haven't been watching my chat room too much. I'm sorry. Yeah, maybe I should take my Kratom. What time is it? 1? My alarm's going to go off in an hour and I got to go again. I hope to God they don't give me money because I'm going to refuse it animately. I messed up the Dunkin' Donuts order. It was a Coulada. And I was supposed to get... I don't know these things. This will be like... my third dose, but technically if you go by the bottles, which I don't know I don't know if I thought like one of those bottles equaled my pills because when I took it, it felt the same. I guess I get really good quality Kratom. If you want to know where I go, I love this place too. I love them. They know it too. That's where I go for my Kratom. But yeah, I was taking like the bottle things and I was like, wow, it's just a tad stronger, but it felt just like my capsules that I pack. But the bottles say it's 3 doses. Well, what are their doses? So anyway. But like I'm on my feet and stuff. I can't take the pain, and with the snow melting and the damp weather, my arthritis and fibromyalgia is like killing me. I'm like, the other day somebody offered me oxycodone. I was like, yes! But I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to take it. Not this time. Next time you offer, I'm taking it, but not this time. I'm denying my flesh this time. But if you were to ask me when I turn into a pumpkin, because I have endometriosis, if you ask me when I get my, pumpkinhood, that 1 week during a month, I have to be a girl. You offer me a pain pill, I'm taking it because I hurt. There's no way around that. I would always miss 1 or 2 days of school every month when I was in high school. It was miserable. But no, I take Kratom and medicinal marijuana for any medical needs. I stay away from prescriptions. Except, if I really, really need them. The Kratom does just enough if I need, pain relievers. But sometimes, I feel like this morning when I took it, I don't know what happened. This is where Abba and I started talking about guilt. Because in Tennessee, man, I just felt so guilty about everything. I remember walking around, meeting people in Tennessee, and just, I couldn't hold my head up. No, I didn't bother going to a counselor because honestly, I've been to every kind of counselor, psychoanalyst, my mother believed in doctors. I don't. So I went to all sorts of doctors. I didn't mind having like a counselor to talk to every now and then because I'd feel better with that. But they were always sending me to counselors and psychologists and psychiatrists and crap like that. Whatever. Like on a few occasions, if life got to be too much, like I'd go talk to one for like 1 to 3 months. You know, like, hey guys, I need coping skills. Take your pills, shove them. But I'll come talk to you for about 1, 2 months if you don't mind, just to like talk, okay? And then, you know, at the end of that time period, it was like, all right, I got coping skills. Life is, you know, back to normal, and I'm good to go. Good to go. But Yeshua is my counselor. Yud-Heh Vav-Heh is my doctor. So also when, because I told you I was partially bedridden for 2 years, I went to physical therapy for 3 years. And I remember my attorney took me down to the shore with Keeper. I think it was in 2014, 2013. No, 2013. It was either 2012 or 2013. He took me down the shore because, anyway, and I took Keeper out on the beach, and I remember running on the beach for the first time in my life, and I don't know how long. When did I get Lyme's disease? 2006? Yeah, no, before that. Graham died in 2002, so right off the bat, they thought I had fibromyalgia because of the loss of her. It was 2004. I was bit by a recluse spider, and I contracted Lyme's disease. So I had the spider's venom in my system for 8 years. I remember when the venom released from my system, it was like a light switch went off. I was like, wow, what just happened to my body? Like, who like waved a magic wand and it worked around here? Like, I was like, wow, I sleep better, I feel better. I'm like, oh, my personality came back. But I remember when I got Lyme's disease, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007. I go from being a martial artist and rollerblading and skiing to going flat on my ass for being partially bedridden for 2 years. My boyfriend had to feed me. And at times he would have to shower me. My legs from the rheumatoid arthritis would swell up so big, he would give me his clothes to wear. I owe him a huge debt of gratitude. If I could ever pay him back, I would love to, for what he did for me for those 2 years. Like, oh man, he was more than a boyfriend. He was my caregiver. I hope life is treating him well. I treated him bad. No, I was sick. But anyway, I could see going to a counselor then, because I went from like rollerblading and skiing to all of a sudden being on my, hey Patty, being on my tuchus, not moving anymore. So yeah, that's enough to make me depressed and have suicidal thoughts, not tendencies. I wouldn't ever take my own life, but it'd be like, wow, I go from active to non-active like that. And yeah, that it really depressed me. But who wouldn't it depress, you know? And I remember going to counselors and just sitting there saying, you know, this just isn't working for me. There's no conclusion or resolution to this, and I'm going to go home, it's going to be the same old thing. So do I really have to come here? Well, disability, oh. Anyway, they don't know their ass from their elbow. Shrinks. Yeah, they're trying to slap a physical solution onto a spiritual problem. Schizophrenia, in my mind, 2 things. Demonic possession or V2K, voice to skull technology. And that was used on me too. And it was a good thing I had research stuff, because I had come into Kieran Lee Perrin's videos, and he had been talking about that technology. I'm so ever grateful to him for his videos. I really am. I drive these poor people nuts. I feel so bad, but I look up to them, and You've got no idea how much their videos helped me. I wish I had reached out to Max Spears when he was alive. I was so tempted. I remember I had him pulled up when I lived in Flemington. I had him pulled up on Facebook, and I was so close. I had the message and everything. I think it was, yeah, Facebook. I had pulled up a few people, too. A few people. And I couldn't do it. I fell apart on Karen Lee Perrin on Google+, as well as Facebook. Oh, I fell apart on that poor man all over the place. I like to think that he definitely had a hand in helping me come to terms with a lot of stuff and just get my head like in gear, because it was just all over and scattered, and I'm really grateful to him, and I thank him a lot. I thank him, for not putting his back to me, and he well could have and should have, just because, like, I fell apart on him in ways like MK Ultra was falling out. But I believe I remember him from the dumps. I believe we've crossed paths, and because I believe that, it made it easier for me to be able to talk to him through this deprogramming process. Yeah, lots of co-pays for nothing. I paid out of pocket, top dollar. I wish they'd give me a refund. It didn't work. I also went to this thing, like, it's kind of like AA, NA, but mixed with emotional problems. So you go, it's like addiction and emotional problem counseling. And I went to that for like 6 years, but I got a kick out of it. No, 4 years. Either 4 or 6 years, but I got a kick out of it. And the people would rotate around. And then you get all their stories. I enjoyed it. It was like so social hour to me. I wish I could go back and sit in those counseling sessions now, because I'd be like, yo, bink, 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 there's your solution. That's what he showed me. Here you go. Why don't we come back next month and we'll have lunch together, and I'll check on you guys and make sure you're okay. Guaranteed you won't be back. Like, just turn to Yeshua. He'll tell you. He'll definitely answer you. He did me. And I'm a piece of... I used to be a piece of shit. I'm a new creation in him now. And I've struggled to be it. To live in the spirit, do you know how hard that was? I got into a relationship, and I stopped living in the spirit. And I couldn't articulate myself. And also the MK Ultra was embarrassing, because I have all these altars alternating. I don't know whether I'm coming or going. And like labyrinth programming for 3 days, I can't walk up the stairs, and this person is already like looking down on me and putting me down. I could never do anything right, ever. So I kind of got to the point like, why fucking bother? It's not me that you're here for. It's the things I have. I mean, that was so embarrassing. Oh my goodness. You really got to be around good people when you're deprogrammed. Oh, I've been around other extremes of people that, I've been around the other extreme of people that, drugs dealings and buying and selling and doing, and that's what it was. Then I've been around the other third extreme, the other extreme, plastic Christians. I've met Holy Spirit filled and led Christians, and no offense, guys, they got worse problems with me, and this would just be one of them. And these people are Holy Spirit filled and led, and they're battling things daily. And I've met people from all over, and I was very surprised. You see a lot of these people talking, and you just assume they have a certain lifestyle, and then when you meet them face to face, like at a conference, it's like, wow, You mean to tell me you're struggling just like me? You had that thought too? That almost slipped out of your mouth as well? You're sneaking off to the liquor store? Ooh, don't you tell anybody you saw me there. Excuse me, but excuse me. Nice to know you're human, because I'm human too, and Yudhe created us to be individuals, not conformists. He wanted us to stand strong and boldly for him. He called me off of my prescriptions. He may not call you guys off your prescriptions, so you'll need psychotropic drugs where medicinal marijuana helps me with a slew of things. You all have your personal walks with him, your personal callings with him. You all carry a piece of the puzzle. You all have different spiritual gifts, but together we complement each other. You got to look at it like this. Yud-Hey Vav-Hey, our one true living infinite God is the frame, right? Yeshua HaMashiach is the middle. So Yud-Hey Vav-Hey holds us together. Yeshua is the middle because everything is about him. Now all of us carry a piece of the puzzle, and together we make Yud-Hey Vav-Hey's beautiful masterpiece, and together we complement each other. So that's how I try to look at it and be patient. What did I see? Peter the Insider. I got testimony about him. James Rink said to me one day, he's like, do you like anybody that I introduce you to? I was like, James, I don't know if it's Ring or Rink. I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm terrible with names. I was like, well, I love you. I love that other guy, Mike. Who else did you? I'm like, there's a few people. I'm like, I liked everybody. It's just that Peter chapped my lips. And, yeah, so, but I love you. Oh, wait, and I love Nate. There's a whole bunch of people you introduced me to. It's just, I got my eye on that Peter Insider, but I got good reason, because Eilish D'Avalon and I had a really great conversation. She's from Conscious Consumer Network. Her and I had a great conversation when Max Spears died. And when it came time to doing the interview with her, I locked up and I fumbled all over. I was nervous. It did not come out good. But when I spoke to her privately, it was cool. Well, we go to do the interview. I think her and I did 2 interviews. Oh, no. We did. I think what happened was we ran one interview. It went like 2.5 hours long. Peter, the Insider, joined Eilish and I. We get done with the interview. We talk to the producer. And I don't know. I have to investigate. But I'm going to ask you a question because I don't know for sure, but is Peter the Insider affiliated with Eastern Star? I'm asking questions. I know there's other allegations against him, like he tries to trigger people's MK Ultra programming. My personal issue, and I'll be honest, he was always nice to me. I've got no issue with him personally. However, as far as what he does, I want to see the files. I want to see the encrypted files printed out, and then I want to see them printed out unencrypted. Give me my files. You know what he told me? He goes, Holly, you're the only super soldier I met that's got this many files on him. He's like, do you know how many files you got on you? I'm like, what, 2,000, 3,000, maybe 5,000? He's like, no, 35,000 files. He goes, I got more files on you than I've got on any other super soldier. He's like, 35,000 files. Could you imagine? The other issue is the names he gave me are not the names I remember when I woke up from MK Ultra programming. They're not. And I feel like he basically told me not to rely on my gut instinct, but to trust him. And so right there, I decided not to trust him. Okay, now you know the whole story, so help me God. I like James Rink. I like a lot of people. It's just, it was that Peter. Men in Black, you know, he sounds like it, doesn't he, Chris? He sounds like he's Men in Black. He does. I often wonder if I've met any Men in Black. I know I met reptilians. Or hybrids. Hybrids are pretty cool. They're always nice to me. I wonder what it's like to be them, though. I'm missing my chat room. Yeah, the computer was always down when you came in for a session. How would a shrink react to a super soldier? Oh, they'd be like, I caught a live one. We're going to admit this patient and suck them dry and experiment on them. How would they react? I don't know. Let's go find out. We'll send you to a shrink and you go tell them you're a super soldier. I bet you they'll have you in a loony bin faster than you can say, no, I have an attorney. You have to speak to my attorney before you ever lay a hand on me. I wouldn't tell them. Okay, they're not going to understand that. They're going to understand, they should understand, but they don't. SRA, satanic ritual abuse. DID, dissociative identity disorder, or MK Ultra, mind control. They should know what those terms are. I walked into a counselor's office not too long ago, and I had to explain to them what those things were, and I was like, no wonder why you misdiagnosed me. You guys are twits. Total twits. Hey, Hachi, how you doing? Virgin. They would send men in white coats. I hate men in white coats. Glad you found a doctor, too. I'm so tired. So what else did I want to say? So yeah, I was thinking about guilt. I said to Heavenly Ab, I said, thank you so much for getting me through that and helping me heal. And I got a zap of pain in my heart where it felt like I had all that hurt and angst and guilt for a moment, and then it was gone. And again, thank you, Yeshua, for carrying the weight and taking that off of me. I can't bear it anymore. You know, what you do stays with you, and what you say stays with you too. Enjoy your reading, Jamie. I'm going to go lay down. I'm tired. Is there anything else I want to say? I kind of came to hang out with you guys anyway, to be honest. I tried to run from Fringe Radio last night and I couldn't get the software to work. I hope that Kratom kicks in and gives me energy, because like I'm about to like fall asleep right where I sit. Oh yeah, I could shut this down. I could take a 30-minute nap before my alarm goes off. And then hopefully when I wake up, have the kratom like automatically kick in. Oh, there's 2 more pills right here. It's not going to kick in unless I take all of them, right? Okay, guys. Like, I don't know what I'm doing later. I have no idea whether I'm coming or going. So I don't know when I'm going to see you guys again. I don't. It's going to be a while. All right, I love you. See you later. End stream. End stream. Over and out. 10-4 good buddies.